Hi, I'm Andrea.
And I'm Jasmine.
And together we are...
Natural Be Ewe Yarns.
That's us.
Okay, we are going to talk about the spring sweater knit-along today.
This is the beginning of week 3.
That's right.
And I am working on the Aster Tee. I have completed the Sprocket Sweater as well. Those are 2 of the options.
Right. You were knitting the Sprocket Sweater during the first knit-along when I was leading everybody on the coffee break shawl, which I'm wearing today. Just a little background, the Year of Adventurous Knitting was meant to encourage people to tackle different knitting projects throughout the year using the minis from their advent calendar.
Yes.
Of course, if you didn't buy the Natural Be Ewe advent calendar,
we have mini sets.
Yeah, like this one right here.
Which happens to be a set she put together with her advent minis for herself.
Exactly. But we have some still in store. Yes. And we've come out with new mini sets that weren't part of, the minis were not part of the advent calendar.
Of course.
Because those all sold.
Yes. So the ones that I'm working with at the moment are lined up here in front of me because I am using them in the yoke of the Aster Tee.
That's so gorgeous.
Yeah. So each color has 1 row of color, and so it's coming together really nicely.
It ends up looking like you've done a great deal of color work along the yoke.
But you haven't. You use 1 color at a time, and there's a slip stitch involved.
Can you actually lay it across your chest? Is that possible?
Because I'm working on the second side now.
Yeah, because I want them to see the shaping. You do,
that side's done.
Bottom up, right?
Yeah.
And you're using this beautiful green color.
Yes. Lagoon.
Which, if you want to knit with Lagoon, you're going to have to purchase it from Grey Heron Yarn Shop in Belleville because she's one of our newest stockists and she swiped up all of this beautiful color.
So.
It's gorgeous. So you've done the left side.
And I'm working on the right.
Okay.
We just posted a tutorial on how to do the Aster stitch. So you can check that out. I think there's a link somewhere and you can find it on our YouTube channel as well.
That's right.
So that's what I'm working on now. I want to point out this is the second skein of the main color and I'm working on the second half of the yoke and I still have this much left.
Yeah,
so,
that's incredible.
Yeah, it's really, really working out well, and I'm making the extra large. So if you're making a smaller size, you may be able to get away with 2 skeins. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Do you remember the name of the minis? Because they're all from the advent calendar.
This one was Lobster Bisque. Was this
the Newfoundland plant?
The flower.
Pitcher plant.
Pitcher plant. Yes. This was Pictou Sunset?
Northumberland Sunset. I think we were trying to branch out.
Yeah. And this was this Lupin or not? It was actually the Aster.
I think it was,
the Atlantic Aster.
Atlantic Aster. Very fitting.
Yes. Perfect for the Aster Tee. And this last one was this Blueberry Grunt.
That's right.
Which is
a delicious, delectable dessert.
Yeah. It's really, really worth coming out east.
Yeah, you should come out east just for the blueberries.
Grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know that these colors were put together in mini skein sets at the beginning of the new year. What was ever left over from the Advent. There were very few, and they were all snatched up. But if you did get the Advent and you want to recreate this look, those are the colors you're going to need to pull from your Advent minis. And if not, we have wonderful gradient sets and beautiful purple and pink and orange tones to choose from.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Before we talk about the Sprocket, which is the other pattern in the spring sweater knit along, I thought I'd just point at my sock. I'm not knitting.
They're gorgeous. She's not knitting with the knit along, just like I didn't do the knit along last time.
Right, but that just gives us a little variety. We get to create other beautiful pieces to display how our yarns knit up over time. And it was part of February's Yarn of the Month. So those are two 50-gram Echo merino, which has some recycled nylon content in it. Let me get it out of the bag.
So
here.
it's great for knitting anything, but also socks because of the recycled nylon in it.
Right.
And
all of our bases are earth friendly.
What was the name of that?
This is called Love Bug.
Okay.
And this is Blümchen.
And that was the sock set of the month for February because of Valentine's Day.
Right. But we still have a few of these left, and I bring that up because they make, when you're using 250-gram skeins, I recommend making mismatched matching socks.
Right. And these ones have little hearts around the ankle and at the toe.
The toe here.
And Jasmine altered the pattern slightly and made the hearts at the toe solid rather than just outlines.
I really do. So from further away, you can't really see the hearts.
Well, you can post a picture of it
I will
later.
post a picture later. But when they're solids, they stand out much nicer. So I wanted to experiment with that. And of course, we can't help but alter patterns. Just like I wanted these to be big, slouchy in the leg. So I did the largest size with a slightly larger needle. And then I did a little bit of shaping down in the arch by decreasing again so that it was fitted in the toe, because there's nothing worse than just sloppy socks that don't fit your feet.
Your shoes.
Oh yeah, and they don't fit in your shoes nicely. So,
but they're gorgeous, and with the hearts and the colors that they are knit in, there's a. If you want to make your mom something for Mother's Day, it's the perfect little sock set to pick up.
So you can find them under Fingering and Echo or Sock Set of the Month. They're still posted as one of the months you can choose from, I believe. And that way you get a small discount.
Right. Where's that other sock you wanted to show?
I just want to say that it's in this bag, or this month's Sock Set of the Month colors. Which we were just talking about Mother's Day. This would be better for Father's Day. It is crab cakes and driftwood. They match this beautiful bag. And they knit up so beautifully as well. I just want to point out.
It's like a spiral, a small spiral of the different colors. And again, you would make matched socks. And both colors are quite compatible.
So you could do the cuff, heel, and toe in the driftwood tone if you wanted. Or you could just make two completely mismatched socks, because this is one full 50-gram skein makes a really large sock. It's perfect for if you're knitting for a man who has larger feet.
Right.
There's plenty of yarn there.
The leg might not be as long, but you can make the foot bigger.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Or you can stripe the entire socks.
Oh, I love that too.
Yeah. That would be kind of cool. The reason we've got 50-gram sock skeins instead, well, we have 100-gram ones as well, but this makes making fancy socks a little bit more exciting.
You get to play with color a little bit more.
And you can just have one sock set instead of buying 200 grams of yarn.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
That way you get to play with color and keep things exciting. Anyway, we're back to the year of adventurous knitting, right?
And like I explained, it was just one color at a time to do the Aster stitch. There's the main color is knit by itself, and then the Aster is not a difficult stitch. There is the tutorial now available, and the reason it looks like there's the color all between the flowers is because of slipped stitches. And the same thing is true of the Sprocket pattern. It looks like it's a little bit more difficult to knit the pattern on the yoke, but it is also done with slipped stitches, so you're only working with one color at a time. And it just so happens that both patterns for this Knitalong are designed by the same designer. It is Pip and Pin is the collection, and we love these patterns because it gives you detailed information on how much yarn you need in all of the little colors, as well as for the main skein. The sizes are very inclusive. It's from an extra small to like a 5X or something.
I think it was 6X.
6X?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely something that can be knit for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I really like the way it plays with color in that one. So the Aster Tee is knit bottom up. They're both done circular, seamless, but the Sprocket is knit top down. So depending on where you are in the knit, some of it's just plain, you know, stocking knit, but there's exciting parts where you get to play with color.
It's almost like you should cast both on at the same time.
At the same time.
Because the one is just plain knitting for times when you don't want to have to pay attention, and the other one you need to do the yoke on the way down, so it takes a little bit more concentration, and then they switch off because...
So when you get tired of just straight knitting, you can pick up the second sweater.
Right.
And knit some color work, slip stitches.
But when you're finished the yoke on the one and go into the body, that's just knitting. And when you finish the body on one and work on the yoke, that's a little bit more concentration required. So you've got lots of time yet. You could knit both.
And our and our Knitalong is going until May 18th. So if you're just watching this now and you haven't had a chance to start or you want to join, there's still plenty of time.
Yes.
Yep. And we are actually, you can jump in head first because this evening we're having our Maker Circle, which is a Zoom social.
Right.
It's a bi-weekly event, but it's a fantastic way to get to know the other people in the Knitalong and to show off your progress.
And even if you're not doing the Knitalong, if you just want to be part of a social circle via Zoom, you're more than welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Now, back to the Knitalong, we are going to have a draw for people that participated using our yarn. So please be sure and gather as many ballots as possible, one of which is to show us posts either in the group of Adventurous Knitting or on your own timeline, showing us your yarn, showing us, and then progress pictures.
Yeah, anytime you post a progress picture, tag us. Try to use the hashtag Year of Adventurous Knitting, and then we'll definitely see it. And each post is a ballot, right? It's all about participation. So if you're joining us this evening on Zoom, you also get a ballot.
Right, and a Knitalong is about connection. So if you join us on the Zoom social, or if you participate in the Year of Adventurous group, you are actually connecting with other knitters.
Now you're talking about the group on Facebook where you can post and ask questions and interact with something like 70 other members?
Right.
Now, not everyone will be doing the Knitalong, but that doesn't mean that you can't show off your progress as you go.
And if you're working on things with minis, please share that and give us some pictures of what you're working on.
Here's a perfect example. Since I'm clearly stuck on socks, and and it is all about the year of using up your Advent minis, I'm going to jump ahead and start on a second pair or another pair of socks.
I don't think that it's using up your Advent minis. I think it's a year of enjoying your Advent minis.
Yeah, I didn't mean using up. I meant like not letting them just sit there without knowing what to do with them.
Right.
Right? Because we love all the color, we just don't know what to create.
Right.
So it's meant to be inspirational. I'm going to do a gradient set. It ranges from from blues to a green to bright yellow and sort of like a light creamy yellow. And I found a perfect sock set for that. It's called Fondants Socks by Biscotti Yarns.
Gorgeous.
And they are toe up and they fade the colors. Now, they use colors that don't, I wouldn't call it a gradient. It's more like color blocking. Right. But in the pattern, it explains how to do the color changes over 12 rounds. So when you're done with the one color, you knit in by striping, and it's like 1 round of new color, 3 rounds of your
it's a fade on socks.
It's a fade on socks, yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
It tells you how to stripe it in over 12 rows.
So you can use a gradient like this, or you can mix them up.
Yeah, it's really like how funky do you want to get with your socks.
Yeah.
So I think I will be posting progress pics in the Facebook year group, Year of Adventurous Knitting. You'll probably see it on some of our following podcasts as they come to life.
Right. Yeah, so please do join us, and we hope that you've enjoyed today's video.
Exactly. And keep watching for next week's video.
Sweater KAL. There'll be a little video every week, a progress video for the Knitalongs.
Okay. Well, we hope you're enjoying the knit, and you have a great week ahead of you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us today.
Remember, be natural.
Be you.
Bye.
Bye.